Tannehill still has it. Throwing in the flat. Touchdown, Miami. Lamar Miller.
Something going this drive just to get the confidence going.
This is Miller. Miller running room right side. Lost the football. Picked up by the Patriots. Darrelle Revis.
Well, it's because of that speed difference. Dennard knows that he has to get out of there.
Right up the middle is Lamar Miller to the 5, and it'll be 1st and goal.
Miller 8 carries so far this afternoon. Here comes the pressure. Flags come flying. They dump it off to Miller, and he gets to the edge and has a 1st down. There may have been movement on the right side of the defensive line.
You got to be exact. I think the great ones are. You think about Manning, Brady, Breeze, and Rodgers. They rarely miss when they have an open receiver.
This is Lamar Miller. Up the middle he goes. He's brought down on the play by Parker. A 17-yard burst up to the 21.
Really, the first 9 games of the season, he really played well inside.
Here's 2nd and 10 for the running back, Lamar Miller. Big time hole. Brought down in the secondary by Ron Parker. He accelerates to the 45, and he picks up 20 in a 1st.
Talked about how important that 2-minute drive was for Miami right before the half.
Lamar Miller. Into the secondary, brought down by Smith from behind, up to the 48-yard line with a run at 24 and a 1st down.
Miami only has 13 first-half points in its first 3 games. Big hole, Lamar Miller with a burst for the Dolphins. 4 receivers set, 4th and inches. Clay, the motion man. Tannehill on a pitch. Miller's got the 1st down. He's got more. Touchdown, Dolphins. That left side of the offensive line, Albert and College stringing Miller loose for the score. 35 yards rushing. Miller has 40. Hole for Miller. Lamar Miller running with confidence. 2nd and goal. Wallace goes in motion. Miller untouched. Touchdown, Miami. The Dolphins are pouring it on in London.
Tannehill 12 for 20, 133 yards. Lamar Miller turns it into a big run, and he's upended by Clinton Dix for the Dolphins at the 5-yard line. Wallace motions. Miller carries. He's in. Touchdown. Miller in motion. Tannehill to Miller. Let him in stride. Miller inside the 30. Out of bounds. Just short of the 25-yard line. Provided there's not a penalty. Tannehill throwing short to Jarvis Landry. Shovels it back to Brian Hartline. Throws it back to the quarterback Tannehill. Across the field to Lamar Miller. And look at Miller. And the ball drops, and that's going to do it. The Packers have it, and the game is over. In a wild ball game. There's a wild finish.
Back in the NFL, though, you may want to learn to slide a little bit to protect yourself. Miller again on 2nd and goal to the end zone for the touchdown. How about this quarter, Trent? The Chicago Bears go 80 yards with 1 drive.
Dolphins trying to add to their lead. Inside run. Miller steamrolls into the end zone. Touchdown, Dolphins. Miami doing it through the air.
Let's go, BA. Get down. Set. Lady.
Miller single setback. Give it to Miller. Lamar Miller accelerating across the 35 for a 12-yard burst.
It may be a while before they throw another one.
You don't think they're going to break that one out of the playbook? Give it to Miller. Lamar Miller exploding across the 25.
2nd and 10. And Miller. Couple of nice cuts, and there he goes into the secondary. And Miller's down to the 30 of Buffalo. So Miller still struggling on the sideline. 1st down carry. Miller of the Dolphins. Lamar Miller high-stepping it inside the 40. And Harold Hoskins, the backup tight end.
He's out. So 2 receivers, 1 each way, out for the game. Miller As he crossed the 40, that's a good run for Miami.
Conditioning-wise, and then make sure that you didn't do anything that beats yourself. You're on top of all the situations, well prepared, and
Wallace came around in motion to give to Miller for the score.
Great finish by Lamar Miller. A lot of diversion in this Dolphin running game. They send Wallace on a reverse. They freeze the Jets, and Lamar Miller pounds them.
Charles Clay in motion. And they give it to Lamar Miller on first down with some room to run up the middle. Now Miller trying to get to the outside, sheds a tackle, has the first down into Baltimore territory.
What you're going to get out of Cincinnati on a week in and week out basis, sometimes they look like world beaters. 2nd and 8. Up the middle for Miller. Lamar Miller with a rip.
Third down and 4. Tannehill swings it out. A lot of running room. First down and more from Miller into Vikings territory. And still an opportunity to make the playoffs, but they need a win today. And losses by both Pittsburgh and Baltimore as Miller turns the corner and picks up the Dolphins' first down to the 31, gain of 12. Other results around the league to stay alive in the playoff hunt. Off the fake from Miller. Tannehill hits Lamar Miller out of the backfield. And Miller picks up a first down. Tannehill comes up limping. So the Dolphins trailing by 3 take over at their 36-yard line. The handoff to Miller. And Miller picks up a first down out to midfield, gain of 14. Wallace shifts into the backfield. And Miller is in for the Miami touchdown.
This is his 8th straight start. On second down, it's Miller across the 30. Lamar Miller breaks free and slammed to the ground at the 45-yard line by Calvin Pryor, but a gain of 20. Following the 4th and 1 stuff, Dolphins start this drive at the 3-yard line, and Lamar Miller off to the races. Miller at midfield, chased by Williams. Miller at the 10. Miller time, a 97-yard touchdown. And that run puts him over 1,000 for his season.
Is the one that's pulling the trigger, making the decision, putting in the time, and it really is paying off for him. He's playing very well.
Lamar Miller finding some room, and he's got a Miami first down all the way up to the 35-yard line.
Move the chains for Miami out across the 30-yard line. Running play to Miller. Miller right through the hole, and he's got another first down for the Dolphins. 11-yard gain. Mike Pouncey. Miller flanks Tannehill. Miller, lot of space. Miller stutter step down the sideline, chewing up yardage. Lamar Miller for 17. On 2nd and 16, a spin by Tannehill. He's got Miller, and Lamar Miller takes it across the 35. That's the one thing that could not happen
in their first 3 games. They're putting points on the board. They can run it, as you have seen, and then they can throw it. Tyrod Taylor, he's not a liability for this football team. In fact, I think he's turned out to be a great asset.
Miller on a little short screen pass, first down catch and run, crosses the 30.
2nd and 10 here for the Dolphins. Give it up. Miller, he's got a lane, and he's got a first down. Mike Pouncey with an excellent block out front.
Deion Sims back after suffering a concussion week 1. Miami with another run. Miller changes direction, and Lamar Miller has a first down. Miller around the right side. Lamar Miller with some room. Lamar Miller into Tennessee territory. Up to the 33-yard line.
Give credit to Darren Rizzi, too, for...
And Miami with room to run, and Lamar Miller all the way up close to midfield. A gain of 20. 2nd and goal from the 7-yard line. Lamar Miller to the 5. Miller still moving, and Lamar Miller is in. Touchdown, Miami. That's the first rushing touchdown of the season for Lamar Miller.
catch and run. So 1st and 10 just outside the 20. They keep it on the ground. Good burst. Lamar Miller crosses the 35. And another 1st down run as Miller.
Could be a long day for the Houston Texans.
1st and 10 as they begin inside Texans territory. It's Miller. A burst. Down to the 20. Downhill to the 15-yard line. Jonathan Joseph.
He would go to Ryan now.
2nd and 8. And fake the end around to Landry. Little screen pass. This is Miller. A lot of open grass. Miller's still going. 15, 10, and he's into the end zone. As they will continue to look at J.J. Watt. 2nd and 4 here. Tannehill under center. This is Miller. Another wide open seam. Miller's still going. Plenty of open grass in front of him. 20, 10, touchdown Miami. 85 yards.
From the 2, it's Miller. Miller powering ahead. Looks like he's across, and he is for the touchdown.
Boy, great read by Miller that time. Patient enough to see the block and get between.
Tannehill fakes right and goes underneath. This is Miller, dangerous in the pass game. Crosses the 45, close to the 50. 2 tight end formations. Here's a handoff. They keep it on the ground, and they are into the end zone for the touchdown. It's Lamar Miller, and Miami scores for the 1st time. Former 4th-round pick out of the University of Miami. Gives them a 1st and 10. They fake the end around Tannehill. Again underneath. Miller again inside the 40. Miller a 1st down catch and run. And finally brought down from the back close to the 20. Bill's showing blitz. Draw play. Miller into the end zone for the Dolphins. And after the Bills had seized the momentum with that 4th down stop at the end of the 2nd quarter,
he's going to get it to him and allow the players around him to do the rest.
On 1st and 10, this is a draw play to Miller. Miller crosses the 35, out past the 40.
Into the nickel. 3rd down. Oh, he's got his receiver, and this is the running back, Miller, with a great catch inside the 40. Tannehill, Miller, good block by Rashard Matthews, opens the door, touchdown. With the receiver, Matthews throwing a block, 13-yard strike.
Going to hand off on this one. It is Miller, and a good run. There's that running game. It's Lamar Miller, and he's going to pick up 12 and a 1st down. Dolphins have Earl Mitchell at a fullback position. They're going to flip it near side of Miller. He's got a lot of room to run, and Miller's got a 1st down. So how about that? They have the defensive tackle.
The 5th-year defensive end out of Arizona State. 2nd and 10. It's Miller trying to get to the outside. He does. Lamar Miller has a 1st down and more. Shoved out by Zach Orr. But a gain of 17 for Lamar Miller today. Faced with 3rd down and 1. Miller has the 1st down. Lamar Miller, 2nd level running across the 30. A gain of 21 for Miller. It's Miller. Miller to the outside. Miller cuts it up at the 30. And tackle from behind by C.J. Mosley, but not before Miller. Lamar Miller on 1st down. Gets away. Lamar Miller holds the football. And it looked like Upshaw was right around it.
Oh, the Dolphins might have gotten it back. You were right.
Upshaw was right there when the ball popped loose, but did he fall on it?
It's the 4th time all year he's run for a 1st down. He's got the skills and the wheels to do it more. Giants are blitzing the safeties. May Burnham here. Miller, end zone. Miami touchdown.
Good back. This kid can play. Had over 1,000 yards last year. He can make long runs, Mike. You run that go route, you want to slip that defender to the outside, not the inside.
Miller got out of the tackle from Jason Pierre-Paul, and he's going to go to the end zone for a touchdown. Pierre-Paul had one arm. He couldn't get that other arm to wrap him, and Miller takes it 38 yards for the score.
That's 30!
give it to Miller, and Miller gets in for the touchdown. And the Dolphins score their first points with 8:07 to go in the second quarter.
He had the big one out of, my mistake, out of Parker. Yeah, he had the 49-yarder, and then Kenny Stills.
They need more of that.
They need something out of him today.
Miller. And Miller will have the first down.
It's the second possession for the Dolphins, 1st and 10. And Lamar Miller. Oh, look at him get the nice block by the tight end, Sims, and he's off to the races. McCourty will chase him down. The gallop to the 45-yard line of New England.
That's Lamar Miller, the former Dolphin, who gets the ball on first down. And a good carry. Up to the 35-yard line, a gain of 8.
Try and get something, punt it away, and play defense.
They're just going to hand it off, get what they can out of Miller. And he's up to the 23, and the Texans will punt it. They use Ted Larson there. And then they went with White here this week. Big run for Lamar Miller, a first down to the 47.
Good off Miller. This time he's got a lane. First one of the night, really. Stiff arm on the 40, and they mark him near another first. Just another one to add to the list. 2nd and 10. And there goes Miller with his longest run of the evening.
235 pounds, his 5th year out of Arizona State. On first down, the handoff goes to Lamar Miller, cut back inside the 20.
Maturity.
Interesting that Dick LeBeau said we saw him a lot in college because he's at Middle Tennessee State. Here's the handoff to Miller. Miller getting to the outside, and Miller has a first down out of bounds.
180! What's that?
Handoff goes to Miller. Miller getting to the edge, and he drags a defender across the first down marker. Damian Stafford makes the tackle.
Derek Newton on the right side. First play from scrimmage from the 21-yard line. We start on the ground with Lamar Miller, one of the big offseason pickups, and he starts with a 12-yard gain.
111 catches, 1,500 yards, and 11 touchdowns. Does not look like on that pace now.
Well, the first time they came up in that formation, they run out of a straight I, and Lamar Miller picks up 14 yards. So they've been spreading it out.
Yeah, but he took a look at this Houston situation with their defense and DeAndre Hopkins.
Meanwhile, here's Miller, and he's off to the races, taking the ball out to the 50-yard line. Nice run here by Miller. Working tonight against the 30th ranked defense in the league. To the outside now, Miller, at least he's having a big night. And out of bounds, he is forced up at around the 40-yard line. He's to replay the ball at the 45. This play resumes now 1st and 10 from the 45. And off to the races again goes Miller. So that's 3 runs on this drive so far, and all of them have resulted in first downs. He got a nice block there.
I would give my offensive line a chance here.
And they get the fullback cross, leading away from Miller into the end zone. He goes, touchdown Texans.
Point of attack.
1st and 15. Miller again, and Miller gets those 15. And maybe one more. Darryl Morris comes in the secondary. Lamar Miller is in the backfield flanking Osweiler. Send him out into the pattern. Osweiler throws it to him. And Miller, he gets corralled, but stays on his feet. And it's Miller. Touchdown. What a play by Lamar Miller. Meanwhile, Butler's still out. Darryl Morris is in the Indy secondary. And they set up a screen. And this huge night for Lamar Miller keeps on ticking as he gets to the 37-yard line. Fedorowicz moving around. The toss goes to Lamar Miller. Lamar Miller takes the ball into Indy territory to the 49-yard line. Tackled by McNary.
C.J. Fedorowicz, the tight end, went in motion. They stick on the ground with Lamar Miller. Good decision on 3rd down, a long run. And he's bumped out of bounds deep into Denver territory.
And hope that they don't kick a long field goal.
Lamar Miller
with a first down and field goal range all the way down to the 30. Lions will have to use another timeout.
And point made here, right?
Yeah,
Get a first down now, you're at the 30-yard line.
It'll be a struggle for Jacksonville.
With Cyprian in, here comes Miller. On 2nd and 6, there he goes, off to the races, a foot race. Jack is chasing and brings him down. Did he get in? Inside the 1. Lamar Miller's in the backfield in 1st and 10. Price will lead the way. Nice block by Brown. Nice block by Hopkins. And he has the first down, racing for 16. Has been a big part of the Texans today.
Despite guys who can get downfield when they're healthy, like Will Fuller, would help if he could stay healthy. Lamar Miller untouched down the sideline, inbounds all the way to the pylon. Touchdown, Houston.
That's impressive, and give Brock Osweiler a big assist there.
Prosh is the fullback. 1st and 10. Miller. Out by Pyramid. Look at him breaking tackles. Taking it to the side and brought down by Melvin Ingram.
Shotgun on 2nd and 14. Dump it off here to Miller. Able to get past one defender. Slide out to about the 24.
Miller in, extra lineman in, 1st and goal. Miller plus the block, and that is a walk-in touchdown. Lamar Miller, 2-yard touchdown run, and the Texans have taken the lead late in the first half. Miller is in, first play of the 4th quarter, 1st and 10. Miller, he got a block from Fedorowicz and for Brown, and he's off to the races. Brought down by Adams, jumping on his back at the 28-yard line of the Colts. Into the secondary, Gore is in, 2nd down 6. Gore, Fedorowicz a block, and he's in the open move. There was Miller with the move. Miller with a great run. He takes it out to the 49-yard line. Lamar Miller for a gain of 20.
Overtime, played some of his best football of the season.
2nd and 9, Miller was in. Lamar gets it. Ciaffola wants to throw a block. Vance wants to throw a block. They both do. He's into the secondary and down to the 20.
Hey! What's up?
Osweiler to the air, checks it down to Miller. Lamar Miller up the middle with a first down and smacked down to the 41-yard line. Alvin Smith makes the tackle, but a gain of 16 for Lamar Miller. And they start this drive on the ground. It's Lamar Miller.
After a bad first half. And now I'll tell you what, it's a statement that's heard loud and clear.
They gave Miller 9 on that first down run. Now he has the first down out to the 43-yard line. And 2nd down and 7. Back to Lamar Miller. Miller reverses field and cuts back at the 25, and Lamar Miller has a Houston first down. Miller, the running back. Miller takes the handoff, and Miller is in! Touchdown, Texans! The critical extra point with the game tied at 20.
It in from the 4. Lamar Miller, the lone back. Lamar Miller trying to get outside. Touchdown, Houston.
Against New England last season and beat the Patriots in a game in Denver in overtime. And look at Miller. Get into the secondary. Lamar Miller peels off a big run.
1 on the play clock. Watson gets rid of it quickly to Miller, who slips a tackle. Lamar Miller at the 15. Lamar Miller is able to crawl up to the 10-yard line. A gain of 26.
He's coming inside, Nick. Adam Jones out. See if we go back to Hopkins. No, keep it on the ground here. Miller. Good play call. Miller spins across midfield. And Lamar Miller gets a big first down for the Texans inside of 5 minutes.
Response after the pick. 14-10 Patriots. Running play, Miller to the outside. Miller is a track star at Miami. And he's banged down as he crosses the 35. That's a 12-yard rip for Miller.
Gets more reps, more experience each and every week.
2nd down and 8. Nice deceptive move. Then it goes and checks down. Here's Miller. Room to roam. Lamar Miller knocked out of bounds. Curtis Riley. A catch and run takes him inside the 10 to the 9. 2nd down and goal at the 8.
Went to the University of Kansas.
Well, it's commonly referred to as the Harvard of the Midwest. And here comes Watson, and he finds Miller. Here's number 5. Just tied the rookie quarterback record. Miller with the touchdown. That is his second today. One through the air, one on the ground, 8-yard touchdown pass. Fourth touchdown pass today by the rookie Watson.
Second and 10 to keep it on the ground, and it's a good run here for Miller, who finally gets tackled. He comes out after getting the first down. Miller with a good run. To midfield he goes. Taken down by Sorensen. Cleveland Browns here next Sunday. Then a bye week. Flip it out to Miller. And he gets forced out of bounds.
Getting guys in the right place.
Texans going no huddle on 1st and 10. Lamar Miller's got some room. And Lamar Miller stretches out to the 30-yard line.
He can really come off the ball and collapse that pocket in a hurry.
Watson dumps it down to Lamar Miller. Time runs out. So Miller with nowhere to go will just step out of bounds. And that is the end of the first half of the Browns and the Texans, including Kareem Jackson, the man you just saw, who played at Alabama. This is Lamar Miller, who went to Miami. And he's out of bounds at the 44-yard line. That's good for a Houston first down.
Lamar Miller, nice blocking ahead. Giacomini gave him one. The fullback Prosh gives him one. He's down near the 5. With a 1st and goal run right here, Miller slices into the end zone for a Texan touchdown.
Oh, you like this one-on-one up top.
Watson was looking at it. Slides away again. Throws for a touchdown. Caught by Miller. 2-yard strike. Texans on top.
It's still there. Different guy pulling the trigger at quarterback, however.
On 3rd and 5, Savage wide open on the far side. Lamar Miller with room to run. Midfield, 45 and out of bounds.
He takes a shot in the back. Just not getting any kind of rhythm so far with Tom Savage.
Miller breaking free. Up the middle, across the 40 to the 41-yard line, and a first down. Savage steps up, throws. Miller out of the backfield, shakes the tackler across midfield. And to the 46 of the Colts for a first down. He's got to do it in a hurry, and he got it off. And hands it off to Miller. And Miller with running room. Miller close to midfield. He'll have a first down when we come back from the 2-minute warning. 1:55 on the clock.
We'll see 6 offensive linemen for Houston. They'll give you some funky formations. On a give, Miller using the speed, former track standout at the University of Miami, crosses midfield. The Rams 40.
Is that Lieutenant Drummond?
Was it? Was it Mr. Drummond from Different Strokes? Lamar Miller, the zigzag. Miller, strong run across the 20-yard line.
10th play of the drive for Houston. 2nd down and 5. With time winding down in this first quarter, it's Miller. Lamar Miller all the way down to the Cardinals' 5-yard line. 2nd and goal from the 7. Savage from the shotgun. Moving to his right, directing traffic. And then he throws to the end zone. Touchdown! Lamar Miller.
On 2nd and goal, Miller barely touched as he goes in the end zone for a Houston touchdown. Houston on offense for the 2nd time. They've already marched 90 yards for a touchdown. Here they go again. Lamar Miller, starting from his 10, took it out to the 28-yard line at a first down.
Pressure, do you press and then give the chance of giving up the big play? Right now, they're not allowing that.
Miller, left side, finds running room to about the 24-yard line. Hopkins available. This is Lamar. Miller running room up the middle. And across the 35 to the 36-yard line. That's enough for a first down. And with that, we come to the end of the third. 17-10 Titans and 17. Savage throwing. That's Miller. Lamar Miller across the 35 out to the 40. He's got Dwayne Brown over there. He went to Seattle via trade.
Run up the middle with Miller. Lamar Miller got hit hard as he got inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. As Cameron Hayward bringing the heat.
You see guys going to the ground all the time, just trying to get a piece of his shirt.
Gates hands out from the 25. Another good run for the Texans. This time it's Lamar Miller who takes it out to the 42-yard line. It's helped turn a very talented player into a terrific pro. 2nd and 9, leaking out of the backfield. Miller. Good job by Miller to wait, accelerate, and get the first down at the 9.
They'll hand it off again, and that'll be the final play of this first half as Miller over the 45-yard line is taken down at the 47. Darius Butler makes the tackle.
Center. Right back to Miller. Lamar Miller has some room to run. First down and more for Miller. Taken out by Byard at the 49-yard line, but a gain of 18 for Lamar Miller.
Current losing streak in the NFL.
Yep, right, Cleveland.
10 seconds away from their 9th straight defeat. Watson steps up, still looking, correcting traffic, and finds his man, Lamar Miller. There is a flag. Miller makes the reception in the end zone with 1 second on the clock, and the penalty is against the Giants.
Prior to the pass, holding, number 23, defense, penalties applied, touchdown.
Matt Damon, so versatile, so versatile.
Pretty good as an actor here. Here is Miller showing some burst.
Running straight up the gut.
First sack this season for Lawson, 7th of his career. It's a screen to Miller. And Lamar Miller running through the Bills defense. Big pickup for Lamar Miller, 16 yards and a first down.
To slow down the pass rush.
Davenport allowed 2.5 sacks last week on 3rd and long. Texans just run it, and Lamar Miller does a nice job on that run. A gain of 16 to bring Houston into field goal range.
And I go straight to the ball. Just didn't make the play for Gibson.
On 2nd and goal, Miller up the middle, and he takes it in for the touchdown. What a drive for Lamar Miller. And he caps it off with his first rushing touchdown of the season.
Great speed, but he's also got excellent quickness. Texans hurry it up, and here's Miller. Down inside the 5 to set up 1st and goal. T.J. McDonald with a touchdown-saving tackle. And the guy who is scoring touchdowns inside the 20. They're inside the 5. Miller, touchdown. But very effective on those runs. Both in the backfield. Handoff here is to Miller, and Lamar Miller is out to the 40. So Miller's got a first down and more. Lamar Miller inside the 30. Out of bounds near the 10. Play clock down to 5. Watson from his end zone. He's in trouble. He gets away and dumps it off. Lamar Miller will get a first down up to the 21-yard line.
What's the old saying, Greg? Low man wins. There's nobody low on that one.
Lamar Miller with running room around the left side. Bursts through for a first down and moves the ball inside to Washington 35 to the 33. This is Lamar Miller. Miller breaking free. 15, 20, and out to the 25-yard line. That'll get you out of a hole in a hurry.
He's a stud, and he is Watson's favorite target.
He's also a guy who never really leaves the field.
Good run by Miller.
Lamar Miller and Malcolm Butler haven't held up well.
Miller again probing and then able to get out the left side for another first down. 12 more yards for Lamar Miller. And a 10-0 hole early on here. And Miller now gassing as he dives ahead inside the 15, down to the 12.
Handoff in the exchange in that moment.
So now Lamar Miller able to get out of the hole. Miller, could he? Vaccaro's chasing. Lamar Miller all the way, wire to wire, 97 yards of glory.
Starting lineups for a Cleveland defense that sports Myles Garrett and his 10 sacks on the season. This is Miller. Miller, running room. 40, 36-yard line of the Cleveland Browns.
Well, this Houston Texans, boy, they are built on the run. You know, everybody in the NFL is kind of going pass happy crazy. The Texans
On 3rd and long, Watson, the flip over the middle. Miller diving forward at the 44-yard line and right at the first down marker, and it is enough.
Once he made that catch, able to get it.
Miller with running room, midfield 45, 41-yard line, and another first down for the Houston Texans.
They only dressed 7 for today.
This is Lamar Miller on first down, and here he goes. 40, 30, forced out of bounds. They'll mark him out at about the 21-yard line.
I think you got to put the ball in the hands of Deshaun Watson, maybe move the pocket, give him a two-way go.
It's a direct snap to the running back Miller, and he dives for the touchdown. Big-time drive by Deshaun Watson. And Miller on the direct snap takes it in. Worst beginning field position today for the Houston Texans, 1st and 10. And here's the big run by the hurdling Lamar Miller into the secondary. 13-yard pickup.
That's your guy. That's the guy you wanted to cover.
There's Miller. Up the middle. Lamar Miller. 1st and goal, Texans.
DeAndre Hopkins is unbelievable.
You say tipped by Myles Jack. I say dropped by Myles Jack. That could have been a pick. Miller lowering his shoulder, and he takes it in. Touchdown, Texans. 5th rushing touchdown this season for Lamar Miller.